Okay, so today we are going to do night shots. So as you can see, it is daytime now. So there are a few ways you can do night shots. You can film it at night, set up the lights prior to doing the trick, and then film it and then shoot it all while it's nighttime. Or you can do a kind of cheat and film it during the daytime when it's very easy to see, and then change the time to nighttime. So I kind of like 3 or 4 a.m. because then it's nice and quiet. Okay, so as you can see, we're at the beginning of the clip down here, and for this clip we're going to start, and she's going to, well, I'm going to turn montage off. She's going to run up the stairs. She's going to run all the way over there. She's going to come back and do a 50-50 down the rail. Now, as you can see, it's kind of hard to see. It's not impossible to see, obviously, but that's also to do with the fact that I'm wearing white shoes and my deck is very light colored, and she's wearing a bright shirt. So it looks okay like that, but that's not really what we want. This spot is actually kind of okay lit. There are other spots that are much darker, and this will definitely apply to them more so than here. So you can also turn the camera light on, and that lights everything up very well. Okay, so that is another way to do it. The problem I find with having the camera light on is, see, it kind of it's very bright and it ruins all the detail out of everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that off. And instead we're going to set lights up. Now we're going to film from this side here, right? So we're not going to put lights on this side. We're going to put the lights on this side, and they're going to put a shadow on this wall. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. How do we do that? So first things first, I've got to be careful that I do not take too long in setting up my lights, because all this time here will push the clip backwards and then I'll have to load it again. Luckily I saved this, but if you do not save it, you got to be quick in setting up your lights. And here I am to help you do it quickly, right? So first things first, as usual, we are going to find our spot. So it's right there. Okay, let's have a look. So where do we need our lights? So kind of first light should be on this stair here, facing that way. So about the midpoint. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to go to our object placer and grab our first light, right? Our security light. And we're going to place it right about here, and we're going to move it on red up a little bit, and then blue to move it over a bit. And then we're going to point it up a bit, see how that goes. Next light we're going to put right here at the bottom, and another one kind of at the bottom of the stairs. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to do, but that's okay. Right there. And another one where? At the top, right? It's because we want to see her coming down. We're going to put this one slightly to the left, so we're going to rotate it to the left. Okay, and as you can see, it's all very well lit now. Alright, so let's go back to our... See what I mean? It pushed it all the way to the end. Okay, so be careful. Be very careful. Okay, so let's make sure that we can see everything clearly. Okay, not bad. Not bad at all. And see, now that we're close, it's not really like... we're not really losing that detail like we were with the camera light. See? It's not... I don't know, I can't think of the word for it, but the brightness is not too bad. You can see everything in nice detail, right? and there's a bit of shadow happening on the wall behind her. Really looks good, looks great. Alright, so she's starting down here. So how can we do this, right? In this instance, she's going to start here, so we're going to start by filming her here. Let's put the camera there. And then she's going to run up the stairs, right? So I'm using it in montage mode just so I can see the motion as I place it. So she's running up the stairs. We've got plenty of time, so we are going to run up the stairs too. But we're not going to run, we're going to walk, because we've got plenty of time. So tilt the camera a little bit, place it there. Next one, move up a bit, tilt the camera a little bit the other way. And then kind of get in the place. Now let's just move it forward a bit and find out where she's going to come down. Okay, so let's get that spot. So now we know we need to be about here, right? Okay, and then she's going to come down. We're going to go up. Over to the right a bit. And then we're going to follow her down, and we're going to lower the camera a little bit down, tilt it to the right. And then as she lands, we're going to go down a bit more. And follow her along a little bit. Okay, let's just make sure that's looking good. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's check the beginning of our shot. So she's going to go up the stairs, and we are not really wobbling enough. So what are we going to do? We're going to go and we're going to look at the stairs. So as each stair, we're going to tilt the camera back. We're going to set one like that. Okay, this one's a bit too much. Okay. Okay, let's just have a look and see how that's looking. Okay, it's a little bit too smooth here, so we're going to just add a few little, just a few slight tilts, right? Slight tilts. Okay, it's a bit rocky, but you get the point, right? Okay, you get the point. So you're walking up the stairs. Now you don't have to look forward, you can move the camera down, so the cameraman's like looking at the stairs as he's going up them, or you can do anything you want. As long as you're kind of getting that camera movement as he goes up the stairs, just a slight little wobble, right? And there we go, and we can see the light there on the right. You don't have to, you can keep the camera like that if you want, but it's okay to see a little bit of the lights. You just don't want to see if you look at it from this side, right? It's too much, too bright. But this side, that's where we want it. So that's what you do, right? Now if you were going to film it at night, you would do the same thing. You would set up a camera at the top so that you can see what you're going to be tricking on, and then definitely set like a camera here near the bottom of the rail and another one there. This one in the middle you don't need to set up while you're doing the trick if you don't want to. This one is just definitely needed for filming because it is the center point, right? That's where she lands. So it's not important the only ones important for doing the trick at night are the top ones, right? So you can see where to launch and where to snap, right? So I guess in this case, because it is the point where you snap, you would probably put the light there. And yeah, again, like if you're going to set up all the lights straight away, all 4 of them here, straight away if you wanted to, before you did the trick, yeah, again, not a problem. Anything to make it easier to see what you're doing and to avoid, like, you know, losing precious time on your replay clip in setting up the lights and losing the clip, right? So we got a lot of keyframes because of the camera movement, right? Walking up the stairs, bobble, 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 getting into position, see, moving the camera up for the trick, and then down as we follow her down the rail. Yeah, very simple, right? Very, very simple. Alright, so that's for a night. You can use this for just about every rail. The long ones, like these ones over here, are going to be a bit trickier because they're longer, but you just got to space out the lights a little bit more. But this is still a pretty long rail, and look, just those 4 lights managed to give us all the light we needed. Right, no problem. Okay, so for lines, let's go do a line. Okay, so this spot is pretty dark, and we have the luxury of this being quite light. So anything we do on this is going to be fairly easily to see, and we don't need to light it up too much. And then over here, it's pretty dark, except for the landing. So where she lands, it's very well lit by this light here, right? So this spot maybe isn't the best example, but it's good enough for now. So what are we going to do, right? We're going to find the spot, which is up there, and we're going to set up a light. So we're going to run back to our spot, or just, you know, do this back to the spot and set up a light here. Now you can tilt it up or tilt it down a little bit. If you really want to get closer, you can tilt it down, or we can put it back here and tilt it up a bit. And then we can move it over, and we want to put another one about here. Right. Okay, now for when there's nothing happening, we don't need to use the security light, we can use the construction light. And the construction light isn't as bright, and it has these bars in it, but it's good for just rolling along, right? Just for rolling along. So you can only place objects within a certain distance from your character, so you'll have to close the object editor and move your character along as you go. Now if you want to stick it up here, that's fine, just tilt it down a little bit, and then another one probably here, and then we'll go back to our security light, and we will place it over here. So we're going to light up that whole ledge from the top to the bottom. Right. Okay, now here we're going to be filming from this side, and here we're going to be filming from this side. So we've got these 2 construction lamps in the background here, and that's kind of okay, but better to just move them over here. So let's grab this one. And put it here. Alright, let's go back to our montage and have a look. So let's just follow. All very well lit, right? Okay, cool. What are we doing? Back to the beginning, back to the beginning. Alright, so let's find our spot. And then our next spot will be over here. So we want to be maybe here. I'm not too sure. This is just temporary. Let's just place it there. Turn montage back on and see how it works. Okay, so alright, how are we going to fix this? So let's just quickly do this first. Okay, we're going to move it along with her. Question, do we want to be in front of her? I think yes. So let's go back to this one and move it just slightly in front of her. Look at that camera. Alright, so she kind of comes off at an angle here, so moving away. So what is the direction we're going in? Okay, so it's coming this way. That's okay. So let's just keep her in the frame. That's pretty much all we need to do for now. Okay, here we're going to start moving over to the other side. So if you notice, I'm just placing keyframes to keep her in frame as we're moving. And then we're going to keep moving along with her. And place our keyframe here, maybe here. And then some inertia. And then we'll follow her a bit. Okay. Let's just see how that's looking. Okay, so it moves from here to here very quickly, right? So let's move it forward a bit. Let's move it forward a bit. And over here, maybe. So just turn the camera, the montage off again, and just check your camera line. Make sure it's not too bad. Okay, so we're moving incredibly quickly. So she has landed, she's pushed, and we've moved really far ahead of her. So what I think we might want to do is just get a little bit closer. And then just keep pulling that camera back a bit. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let her pass us. So this is why I like to work more, especially for shorter lines, just to leave montage on and place the keyframes. That way you have a bit of better control over how it's working. So she's going to pass us. We want to be about here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete all these keyframes, and then she's going to pass us. So as she passes us, we're going to be slightly behind her. So obviously you do not, want to be in front of her for this trick. So it's good to kind of just set up being behind her for these tricks downstairs or over gaps or whatever. There you go, not too bad, not too bad. Obviously we'd cut the clip, a lot sooner, so we would probably end it after that, so right here. Then we'll just move the camera a bit like that. Okay. Now for the run up, as usual, you know, we're going to get a bit closer. And see, look at that. So, I mean, I'm going into a bit over detail on setting up the line itself. It's a bit disjointed here. So this one here actually can go maybe back a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That's a much better curve. All right, so really it was just to show you the lights, right? So this is all I'm doing, is showing you the lights. I probably should have set up all these keyframes earlier. So these ones are a bit closer together. Let's just have a look. All right, so let's get rid of this one. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, the lights are on this side over here, and then on this side over here, catching everything we need. And if you watch the clip again, you know, you can't really see the lights. You can see them on this side, which is okay, not a problem. But on this side, you can't see them, except for that one there, and boom. And that way, you know, as you're filming it and you're moving along, you're not seeing all these lights in the shot where the trick is happening. So you don't have to put these kind of ones here where they're rolling along. I find it just it helps illuminate everything. And sometimes you're going to do lines that are much longer than this, and you're not going to have enough lights to do that. So you will use these lights for the tricks. In which case you will go to your day and night and you will turn your camera light on. Now, as you can see, it's very bright, and it's over bright now. And see, you can't see any detail on the shirt. Let's turn it off. And still can't see any, but that's because of the lights that are here, so that's okay. That's okay. Actually, what am I doing? I'm talking shit. I turned it on auto, there you go. Yeah, see, now you can see it. The color isn't too washed out. See what I'm saying? So that camera light will wash everything out. That was the word I was looking for before. It will wash out the colors, it will wash out the detail, but you use these lights, everything looks so much better. No problems, right? Every now and then you'll get some bright lights on her, but that's okay. That's okay. Look how it looks. It looks great in and out of the light, getting some nice shadows. Shadows are great. Okay. And that's really all there is to it, you know. And if you wanted to get ultra realism, you would set up the lights so they're like that. You would make sure they're sitting right, you know. There's no way these lights would be sitting like that unless you put something under them and in front of them to stop them from falling. And if you're going for that ultra realism, make sure you are making sure your lights are sitting straight. Okay. I don't know if there's much more to be said. If you want to film like shadows on a wall, be careful, because these lights will overlap. And as you can see here, this camera is a really nice clear, sorry, this light here is creating a nice clear shadow. But as I step into the cross beams of two lights, the shadow is getting weakened in some places and splitting. So see where it's at its strongest there? That's coming from this particular light right here. Right? That one right there. So shadow shots are really cool, and you can use them to great effect. Just be careful with how you place your lighting. It will take a bit of practice and trial and error to get it right. And yeah, you can set up all sorts of cool. See, all that time talking shit, and I've lost my clip. But that's not a problem because I'm recording it and it's fine. So let's just have a look. Whoop. I suck. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at that, just for the shadow on the wall. See the shadow in the background? So if you want to film that, we would get over here and try to avoid having her in the shot until maybe near the end or something. And then as she goes off here, oops, set a keyframe right there, remove that one. And then as she goes off, we can turn the camera maybe even down a bit, right? And following the sort of shadow along. Okay, it's a bit, I just threw it together really quickly. Turns very quick, very sudden. Maybe turn it back a bit. So I mean, it's not the best spot, but it's just an example, right, of things that you can do. You can even set the lights up above her. Let's have a look at that. What's that like? So let's just bring all of our lights back. And let's set up our lights up here, up higher. So then we're seeing the shadow down here, right? See how it's like the shadow itself is washed out? That's because there's too many lights. Too many lights. So you would go ahead and you would remove some and play around with it. I'm not going to do that now because it's not important. I was just dicking around, and I'm sorry I wasted your time. So yeah, just make sure every time you use your lights and you're finished, pull them all back, you know, recall them with Y or triangle. That way they're always ready to go and you don't have to waste time calling them back when you're ready to shoot your night shot, and you don't waste your clip. As you can see, again, I've already used up that much time in just that small amount of time of talking. So set up your lights very quickly and you'll have no problems. And is there anything else to say? Yeah. So yeah, again, you can use the camera light, but try to avoid it unless you absolutely need to use it because of the colors, the washing out of everything. It just looks better when you light it up normally. If you just want to do it quick, you just want to shoot a quick line or a quick trick, and you don't want to waste time setting up the cameras and doing it properly, use the camera lights. If it's like this kind of, the time of day is like kind of, you know, twilight-ish kind of time, maybe a bit earlier. No, that's a bit too dark. Okay, so if it's like 6 a.m. or like, I think it's like 8 p.m. or something like that, when the sky is like this, there is some places where it's too dark, like over here. It's a bit dark, and you can turn the camera light on for this if you want. Or you can, yeah, take the time to set up all the lighting everywhere you need to do a trick. No problems. Alright, I think I'm rambling on too much, and that's it. Thanks very much for watching. If you've got any questions, or you want to say something, or you want to call me an arsehole or an idiot or whatever the fuck, do not hesitate. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I will get back to you with whatever answer you have, or just to pat you on the back for calling me a dickhead. Whatever it is, thanks again. And next video is cameraman bails, and that will be the second last video. So cameraman bails coming up next, and then after that the cutting and editing of the trick to finalize your edit and to complete all your pieces into a part, a cohesive part. So yeah, and if you have any requests, right? If you say, hey, I want to know how to do this, hit me up in that comment section. I'll get to it eventually. I just had a baby, so I might be a bit slow in the future. I'm not sure. We'll see if I can keep them up every week. Anyway, again, I'm rambling. See you later.